Okay, everybody, my name is Stephanie, and we usually do these team Zooms on Sundays. It was Mother's Day, and we decided to do it midweek. So I think it's super important to just get together, talk about some things that are on some people's hearts, give you some tips or tricks, and then I just think it sharpens you throughout the week. Or it's a great accountability to come on and go, yes, I can do this. Like Dorothy was saying, she needs another customer. Like, I know what I've got in my hands. The product has changed my life. Let's do a couple of things. So if you're on, just chat, or while you're waiting, or while you are listening, just pop over some messages to your teams and say, hey, pop on, because we are going to talk tonight about how to have that promoter conversation. Like, what does that look like, or how do I bring it up, or who do I bring it up to, or it's so awkward. Before we do that, has anybody had one of those days today? Like, one of those days that you're like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm going to throw my phone across the room. I don't like any of you. I mean, I like all of you, but I don't like anybody else. So I will tell you this. I think just in general with this business, there's just a couple of things. I did a live about this earlier, and I think this. Who loves social media? Me. And who sometimes feels defeated by social media? Me. Right? Like, you love it and you hate it all at the same time. You're not doing enough, or somebody else is doing more than you. Oh my goodness, my friend decided to sell makeup because she feels like ketones aren't working for her. Like, there's so much stuff out there that like can bog you down, right? And so I've had those days. Today was one of those days. Like, I didn't want to homeschool my kids. I have laundry all over my house. Like, I have 18 billion messages. Some of them are not very happy people. I've got a friend who's like, hey, I think I'm going to sell makeup. Like, why? People don't want makeup. People want ketones, right? Oh, I think I'm going to go over here and do this. I'm like, but the grass isn't greener over there, right? Like, so that was a day. That was my day. But you want to know something? Pulled my big girl panties back up and I said, Stephanie, you do the things that you need to do no matter what, no matter who you're watching on social media, no matter who's doing something else. Like, if you are here, you're here for a reason, right? So like, I'm here because I've got big goals for our family. I feel amazing as a mom. I love our team. I love our community. And I'm not going to let myself get distracted by somebody else who thinks the grass is greener on the other side. Like, I'm not even sure why I'm saying this, but I'm going to tell you something real quick. If you are brand new, or if you've been here for a while, you want to know how to make this business work? You water your grass. Like, you water the grass that you're in, right? Some people go, well, I mean, it's not working for me right now. I'm going to go do something else. Hey, awesome. Have fun selling makeup to your friends and family. And when you get to the same point that you're here and you got to bust through that comfort zone, like, come back and we'll help you, right? Like, I kind of had this little, like, this thing. Anybody have one of those little things where you kind of sometimes just want to punch somebody in the face? No? I mean, okay. So, I mean, it's one of the, this is what I tell people. We all are in the same business. We all are here because we all love ketones. We love this conversation. If you're brand new, like, you will learn to love it. Come to an event. Like, everybody here is so like-minded. The product is amazing, and we've only just begun. So just real quick before we dive into the one conversation that I said we were just going to have, my husband and I are in Louisville. So the CEO lives right across the street. So I pop into the office quite a bit, and I saw a massive whiteboard with what's coming at Keto Academy and more. I saw stuff that's coming before Keto Academy and more. I saw stuff that's coming in the summer. Let me tell you, like, if your goal is to change your family's life, like, you're in the right place. If your goal is like, I love ketones and I want to share and get free ketones, like, that's awesome, right? But I want you to understand is this, it's the same conversation. It's the same, we all do the same thing. We all do the ACE, attract, connect, enroll. We might all do it a little bit differently. The bigger you want to build a business, the more people you have to have a conversation with. That's it. There's no secret, right? There's little tips and tricks we can teach you. And there's plugging into the community and coming to our events and reaching out and going, Stephanie, please help me. Just give me an idea. Like, reach out and ask for help, ask for ideas, ask for some encouragement, ask for accountability. So, oh, one more thing, and then I'm going to push this over to somebody else. And I want you to understand this too. Brian Underwood and I don't even think it was Brian Underwood, but if you're brand new, he's the CEO. I remember hearing this conversation from somebody. I think it might have been at our last event. I think my dog might have to go potty. Hold on. So, but what I need you to hear is this. Did you know the average person needs to be touched, needs to be shown something, needs to be solicited to, needs to be validated, needs to try ketones 15 times before they decide to purchase something? Like, the average amount that somebody might need to see something before they decide to pull the trigger is 15 times. Somebody ordered from my site. They came through. Today I got a notification that a girl ordered on SmartShip, and Steve's like, let's go see who she is. So we went, we looked for her name on Facebook. I have had a conversation with her. Guess what? Since August, she's never bought anything till today. I don't know what made her do it. I've had conversations with her since August. She's watched me stay consistent on social media. She's asked me questions throughout the 10 months. And today was the day. Like, you don't know the people's journeys they're on. You don't know what people are dealing with. You don't know their financial situation. You don't know how bad they want to feel until they feel it. And they finally go, I want some of that energy. Like, I want to feel like that mom, right? That's why the follow-up, staying consistent, staying visible is so important, because you have no idea when it's somebody's time. And if you disappear for the summer, if you disappear for the next couple weeks and somebody's time comes in that couple weeks, they're going to go find Jessica, or they're going to go find Veronica. They're going to go find somebody else, because they're going to go, Stephanie checked out. Oh, she's not drinking it anymore. I knew that wasn't going to last very long. So anyways, that was a little soapbox thing I was on. We're going to dive into how to have the promoter conversation. I think it's super awesome. I've got two ladies that are going to share. I think Melissa Reddix was going to pop on first. Melissa, are you on here? I haven't seen if you're on here. Melissa, how are you?
I'm here.
How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm like looking at this lipstick thinking it's kind of bright. It came in my Ipsy bag.
I like it.
Thank you. Thank you.
I always look at all you pretty ladies. Like, Jessica always has pretty lipstick on. Lots of you do. And I always go, ooh, maybe I should sell makeup. Just kidding. Totally kidding. Okay.
Oh.
So Melissa and I were together last week at a Keto Life party that nobody showed up to, but it was all promoters. So just so you know, we too have parties that nobody comes to. Right, Melissa?
Absolutely.
But we flipped it and had a great promoter conversation. And one of the conversations that we had over a nice, lovely dinner was the fact that we're not helping people understand that we actually have an opportunity too. Like, this isn't just about ketones. Like, there are so many people that want the opportunity. And I would love for you to share kind of what you've been doing, what's on your heart, what you're hearing, like kind of what we chatted about the other night.
I absolutely would love to do that. And before I do, because I'm just curious, like, how many of you all are like fired up about True Passion? Anybody? Oh my gosh. If you haven't had this yet, when it's released, get it and get a lot of it. Like, I ordered a bunch and I'm already regretting not getting more. So I'm sipping on it right now.
Can I show you something real quick?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to do it really fast so nobody takes a screenshot. Are you ready?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Like, I'm going to drive up there and see what that is.
I'll tell you later. No, just kidding. Okay, go.
I love this. But yes, so one of the things that Stephanie and I were talking about the other night is just a sentence. Like, we're always looking for ways to introduce the business conversation to people without seeming pushy, without seeming like, hey, join my business. You need to do this, right? And so I have found a phrase that I'm working into my personal conversations, growing my personal business. And then in those third-party connections that we should all be doing, I'm actually using this same phrase. For example, I have a new promoter, and every single time she's connecting me to a customer or somebody interested, I'm asking this one phrase, and it's working so well. I'm asking them, how many of your friends are drinking ketones? Because I already know the answer. It's few, if any. And so it's just the most natural segue into the business conversation that has worked for me. There's lots of them out there, but for me, it's working super well. And just for example, today I had lunch with my cousin Amy, who actually tried the Orange Dream 3 years ago, didn't love it. And she's like, I just can't do this. I'm not a huge fan. And so she's watched me. She's watched me drink ketones consistently for 3.5 years. She's seen me consistent with the business. So the other day she reached out and she's like, hey, Missy. Yeah, she calls me Missy, the only person in the world. And she's like, hey, Missy, I want to try your ketones again. I see you have a lot of new flavors. I saw you on a live. There is a tip number 1 for you or 2. Do the lives. Like, I'm one of those people that I've never liked it, but it's the truth that it expands your reach. I'm having people see the live that were not seeing my posts. So that works. I'm having people reach out because of them. So she said, I want to try those. So we went to lunch today and she was like, I'm not interested in selling. And so we went to lunch and I said the same thing. When we were at lunch, I said, I have a question. How many of your friends are drinking ketones? And she was like, none of them. And I said, let me just give you an example. I said, that's not going to stay the case. There will be a point in time where all of your friends are drinking ketones. May not be right now, but it will happen in the future. I don't know when, but it will happen. And I said, do you remember when Keurig coffee machines came out? Because she loves to drink coffee. And she's like, oh my gosh, yeah. And I said, what if Keurig had given you a commission for every Keurig coffee machine that someone bought that you knew, and every coffee pod for the rest of the time they were drinking coffee? And her eyes were just like, and so that one sentence has been serving me so well. Just how many of your friends are drinking ketones? So let's say that someone says to you, well, I have a couple drinking them. Your answer is going to be the same, whether it's no one or I have a few. You're going to say, that's awesome. So if I'm talking to you and you say, well, I have a few I've seen drinking them, my answer to that is going to be, that's fantastic. I love that the awareness is being raised in your community. It's a lot different than it was 3.5 years ago when I started, and no one had heard about drinking ketones. So it's making everything so much easier. Let's talk about the business side of this and how you can prosper from introducing it to your friends. So some of you already may be making that kind of statement and it's nothing new to you, but I found that it's what I'm consistently saying to anybody that I'm talking to and anybody I'm talking to third party. And it's just bringing up the conversation super simple. And then if they're like, this is another one, because I've been thinking about this and I get this all the time. People say, well, I'm not a salesperson. Usually I say, oh, you don't have to be a salesperson. You just be a share person. You share your favorite restaurant. And then I started thinking, you know what? Every person on the planet, and this has served me better, you are selling. If you are a mother, you're selling to your children. You're selling them to go take a bath. You're selling them to do their homework. If you are a youth pastor, youth minister, whatever, you are selling something intangible. You're having people listen to what you have to say on something they can't see. If you're a teacher, an educator, you're teaching them that they're going to need to know these equations in life, and it's important to understand those. Like, once I thought about, we are all selling, right? If you're dating somebody, you're major selling. Like, you're selling yourself and you're saying, I'm a good pick for you, right? So that actually, that little tweak for me to acknowledge that they're actually selling already, we just don't think about that. And I start thinking, what is selling? Selling really is just having the right verbiage. It's about having the right mindset. It's about sharing the benefits to the person you're talking to versus the benefit you're looking for. So when you can make those tweaks, and you may or may not want to put that in your verbiage, you may like talking about being a share person, but for me, trying to talk them into being a share person, it has been serving me better lately to say, you know what, you're already selling. You may not know it, but we're all selling. We're selling anytime we're talking to somebody. And then I talk to them. I take it a step further and I'll stop. I'm getting on a roll. But the other thing that I do lately is oh gosh, I just lost my train of thought. Hold on. Oh no, I'll get it back. Oh, I can't hear you. That's cute. You're on mute.
No, I said it's okay.
Oh, it just went bam, like squirrel. I'm usually not one to lose my train of thought. I just lost it. Okay, I'm going to stop and I'll let you know if I get it back.
Okay, you can come back. I think that's super, super great. Really, it's just like what you said, Melissa. It's the power of the ask, or at least making people aware. Do you know what I mean? Like, some people have no idea. They think, I'll have people go, so what are I ordering? Is this off Amazon? Well, no, from me. Or I've had somebody say to me before, so I was like, this is your company? Did you create this? No. I mean, that would have been cool. It's not my company. Oh, actually, it is my company. Why, yes, it is. Because if you come to an event, we like to tell people, you can tell when somebody's kind of going, I don't know if this is for them, by their verbiage. Is it the company or that company? I'm with a company, or it's my company. Like, raise your hand if this is your company, right? So we are going to have, Melissa, while you're finding your thought.
It may never come back.
It'll come back. Jessica Craig, why don't you unmute yourself and you share with us what you do?
Sure. Hey guys. So hey, I always say hey guys, and I sound so weird when I do that. Hey guys. So I'm not going to do anything that I do normally. I'm just going to start using Melissa Reddick's verbiage because that was so good. Like, I've never thought about doing it like that. So I just love these Zooms and getting on here and collaborating with everybody and getting to hear all these awesome ideas. Don't you guys? Do y'all love them? Like, I just love them. Okay, sorry. I want to share with you guys, before I tell you exactly what I do, I want to share with you guys the reason that this is like dear to my heart, I guess you could say, or something that's really super important to me. And you may already know my story and you may have heard this before, but just in case you haven't, before I was introduced to Prove It, Mandy Mitchell's the one that introduced me. I was in a really bad financial situation. We had a newborn baby. He's 2.5. Y'all may have saw him on here earlier. He's 2.5 now, but he was just a tiny newborn baby, and we were really struggling financially. And I was praying and looking and trying to figure out what the heck we could do to bring in some more income so that I didn't have to put him into daycare and all that kind of good stuff. So when Mandy introduced Ketones to me, of course, I was fired up and super excited about something that was going to help me lose the baby weight, not be such a grumpy mama, and all those good things that ketones can do for you. But I was like, hot dang, let's do this business. This is going to change my life. I just knew it. So I always go back to that whenever I'm sharing what we have, when I'm sharing ketones with people. I always think, you know what? They may be in the same position that I was or something similar. Like, I don't know their story. I don't know their financial situation. I don't know what's going on with them at home. I don't know what they've been praying for. So why not just like open the door? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not weird. And I apologize if any of you guys have ever done this and this is offensive to you. I apologize. But I literally can't stand when I personally get a copy and paste message from someone who is selling something else, from someone who's with another company, and they want me to join their team or hear about their opportunity or whatever the heck. Like, you can smell it from a mile away that it's not genuine. You know what I mean? Like, I know y'all know what I mean. That's not good. So spamming. Somebody said no spamming. So I just want to encourage you guys, for sure, don't do that. And if you are doing it currently, let's make some changes, because you might get a random promoter every once in a while from doing something like that, but you're going to have way more success. You're going to have way more people say yes if you come from a genuine place when you're talking to people. So here's kind of how I do it. Like I said, I do this with everybody that I have the conversation with at all. Like, if I'm sharing my campfire video and we're talking about ketones, I'll just bring it up casually, like, hey, listen, I don't know if you would even be interested in this. And I usually say basically the same thing. So I guess it is kind of copy and paste, but not really. But I'll just use the same verbiage, like, hey, listen, I don't know if you would be interested or not, but you can actually drink this for free every single month. I've been drinking it for free for over 2 years. And you can even make some extra money. And then I will, if I know the person personally, or like I've stalked their Facebook and, you know, I know what they do for a living or whatever, I'll bring something up to make it super personal to them. Like, listen, I know you're a teacher, and first of all, you absolutely need this. But I can tell you right now that every other teacher in your school probably needs it too. So, and I know you guys work so hard and you don't bring home all the money that you deserve. So let me know if you want to hear more about it. Like, just short and sweet. vomit a bunch of information on them. I don't tell them how much money I've made. Like, I'm not weird about it at all. I just open the door, and then usually 9 times out of 10, they'll at least, raise their hand like, hey, sure, yeah, I'd like to hear a little bit more. And then, guys, what I do every single time, and hear me now, this is probably the most important thing that I'm going to say. I use a tool, whether that be connecting them to someone else that Mandy or somebody else that I'm working with for third party, or if I send them a link to maybe a potential promoter Zoom that we had done before, or get them on a future potential promoter Zoom that we're doing. I get them connected to our Prove It Facebook page and tell them to have a look around, because that was one of the first things that Mandy did with me, was she said, go check them out on Facebook. And whether she'd have said that or not, I probably would have done it anyway. Because if y'all are anything like me, like, Facebook is the new Google. Like, I don't even Google anything. I just type it into the search on Facebook. So if you can get them connected to our Prove It Facebook page, and I think they can see like how real it is and how excited people are about our product and stuff like that. Sorry, I think I'm rambling a little bit, but that's really my biggest tip for that, is just make sure you're at least mentioning it, the free product program, and possibly earning extra money as a promoter. And guys, a lot of times people are going to, probably most of the time, if you have never done anything like this before, you're like, I could never do that. How many times have we heard that? Oh gosh, girl, I couldn't sell anything. There's no way I could do that. Nobody would buy anything from me. Everybody is so full of self-doubt, right? So it's really helpful when you can make them feel like they can, like, build them up a little bit. So I will always say something like, I really think you could do this. You're so sweet, or you're so pretty, or so many people, or everybody loves you. Like, I'll just say something like, I will compliment them, a genuine compliment that makes them feel like, you know what, maybe I could do this too. And I always try to be super relatable. Like, when they say, I don't think I could do this, I'm from a really small town, or I've never done anything like this before. Like, I will say something that's relatable. Like, oh my gosh, my town is tiny. You wouldn't even believe it. Whenever I first got started with this, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. But everybody at Prove It is so supportive. You're going to be, connected to so many people who are going to help you. Like, just really let them know that this is not just a join my team. Like, I always say this too. I say, because I've been there. People have talked me into signing up to sell things since I was 18 years old. I spent I paid $500, I think, or maybe even more, to sign up to sell some dumb thing. I can't even remember what it was now. Never even sold a lick of it, nothing, because I was 18 years old and dumb, and they didn't help me. You know what I mean? So I always like to let them know, like, look, this is not one of those things where we're going to sign you up and leave you hanging. We're going to help you every step of the way. You're not in this alone. Like, just reassure people. Are you guys getting anything out of this, or am I rambling? Like, okay, is it okay? And then also when I'm doing follow-ups, like, I'll circle back around, not just about, hey, how are you loving your ketones? What's your favorite flavor? Have you noticed better sleep? Like, when I'm doing those kind of follow-ups, I will always say something like this, like, hey, I don't even know, I can't remember, did we talk about maybe you drinking this for free every month, or possibly becoming a promoter? I just wanted to talk to you about it if we haven't. So I'll say that even if I know I already have, just to kind of bring the conversation back up without it being like pushy. You know what I mean? I mean, a lot of times I really do forget, so I'm not super dishonest, but sometimes I do say it anyway, even if I know. And let me think. I think there's one more thing that I was going to tell you guys. Sorry, I'm like Melissa Reddix over here with my squirrel brain. Okay, I lost it for real. If I think of it, we can come back to me. But those are really my biggest tips. Just know what we have, and know that the opportunity is honestly better, in my opinion, than even drinking ketones. Like, I'm telling you, I hope I never have to ever go a day without drinking ketones, because I love them so very much. But if there were no more ketones, I would just pray that we could continue to have a Prove It business, because this has changed my life so much more than just, losing some weight and sleeping good at night. Like, the business is everything to me. And so I want to share that with other people. So I just encourage all of you guys to take it really serious.
I love it. And I saw somebody else say their story was like yours. I can't help but think how many other people are in the same spot that you were in, like stay-at-home moms, like you said, teachers, people that like nurses, people that want to feel better, but want to help their family out more. Like, I think sometimes we think, I don't want to offend them, or they're going to think I'm dumb. They probably are at home praying at night for an opportunity for something. Like, so, I mean, I would just reiterate everything that both of you two said. Like, those are amazing. I always tell people, anybody that I have drinking ketones is a potential person that might share it. So don't, like, every time I set out a 5 or 10 day experience, I keep them in my notebook. And you want to know what I do? I go look at their social media and I write everybody in a list, just right here. It says soon to be promoters. And they're my people that I'm like, I want them on my team. Not just for me, but like, I write down like, this mom, like, legitimately is phenomenal on social media. She's so fun. She'd be great at this. And I'll take notes. Like, this girl on Instagram, she loves keto. She's trying the product. Like, there are so many people that don't even know they'd be good at it. So I just make a little note of people that I'm just going to have that conversation, like both of you said. Like, people that I will go back every couple of days and I'll go send them a message, ask how they're doing. I want them to stay visible in front of me. And I want to know how their product tasting is going, because when they love it, you can sure bet I'm going to go, did you know? Or, oh girl, you're phenomenal on social media. Like, I would love to share what I get to do, right? I'll give you a couple more tips. Brian always says this, look for people that don't look for, like, sometimes we go, who has time to do this with me? Brian told me this one time and it stuck in my head. He said, you don't look for people that have all the time in the world, because they're probably not going to do it. There's a reason why they're sitting on the couch 3 hours before they go to bed. He says, you look for the passionate mom, the one that has the grit, the one that's busy, the one that's out doing lemonade stands, talking to her friends, having parties. Like, you look for the ones that, like, they are busy. Like, they love to talk to people. They're having a great time with life. Like, he's like, if you see some of those moms, I'm just saying moms because that's who I talk to all day long. He's like, you go have that conversation. Like, it's the power of the ask, right? It's going, hey, like, I love how great you are with people. I love your energy. I think this is amazing. I would love to share what I'm doing. Are you interested? Who cares if they say no, right? Obviously, I believe that it boils down to, if you love the product, it's an easy conversation to have. But I would just say, take everything that Melissa and Jessica said and just start using a little bit of the verbiage. And you might be quite shocked on how many people go, well, like, I might want to know a little bit. I might want to know something. I will tell you this, every time we do a Zoom, I don't share the Zooms to fluff up people. Like, I'll share the speakers because I think it validates what they're doing. But when I share something on Instagram or social media and I go zoom, zoom, zoom with my team, and if I do that enough and I've got moms looking around for an opportunity, they're going to go, that team looks fun. What's she doing? It's going to hopefully pique their interest for them to go, well, I want to do what she's doing. She's got a great team. Oh, look they meet every week. Oh, she's smiling. Oh, she looks like she's having a great time. Like, people want to be a part of a community that knows them, that values them, that, like Jessica said, educates them, that will hold their hand and help them do this. They're not by themselves. And so that's all I had. Melissa and Jessica, did you remember it all? Your little, yeah.
I remembered it. Okay. So one more thing I was going to tell you guys is, y'all, no matter what you say and how much confidence you try to put into somebody, at the end of the day, a lot of people are going to tell you no, that they're just not ready to be a promoter. Like, don't let that discourage you at all, because just because they say no, it doesn't mean no, really. It just normally means not right now. So I really push to try to get them to at least utilize our referral program. And so many times I see that flip someone over to becoming a promoter. So do not let anybody, unless they just say, you know what, I like paying for this stuff. I'm freaking rich and I want to pay extra. So unless they say something like that, try to get them to get it for free. And so what I like to do too is, I'm telling you, if you just say, hey, if you get 2 customers, you can get your product for free. how many times does someone actually take initiative and go out and get their 2 customers? Not often. But if you will like give them specific verbiage on a great post to make on social media, like I'll even go so far as to help them, boost their presence before they even make the first post. Tell them exactly what they need to say when they're messaging their friends and family, and then let them know right away as soon as they watch that campfire video. Get them into a text message or a Facebook message or on a phone call with me, and let me take over and help you get these people locked in. So just let them know, like, I want to help you get your product for free. So first of all, that's going to help them hopefully be able to do that. And then they're going to see how supportive you are as a team leader, as their support system, as someone that's going to be working closely with them. And then that may switch their decision too, to go ahead and become a promoter, because they're going to be like, dang, you know what? She really is going to help me do this. Like, I'm in, let's do it. So, sorry, I just remembered all that.
No, I think that's great. And I think what people need to also understand is that's why the customer program is there. It's great to get people free product, but what you're doing is you're showing somebody they don't have to pay the $37. You're simply showing them how you're going to help them, right? Like, that's it. And when they get 2 customers, they go, oh. And then when they get the 3rd and the 4th, you have that conversation of like, hey, did you know you're not benefiting from these 2 people? So you might as well, like, let's do this. So that's really, I believe, where Prove It's heart was. Like, you get people to get free ketones, but they don't stop talking about it because they love it. Their mom loves it. Their sister loves it. Jessica just did all the work, so I might as well share it. Like, that's what we do over and over again. So Melissa, did you remember yours, or no? Did the birdie take it away?
I did. I think I remembered. I think this is where I was going. So another thing that I've been doing lately, because we all know the buzz around the ketogenic space, ketosis, ketogenic diet, we know that buzz, and we're familiar with some other buzzes out there, right? So I've been introducing this when I'm talking to potential customers, and then I have the segue with, who do you know that are drinking ketones? Then I'm going a step further and asking them, do you know anybody who's doing intermittent fasting? Do you know anyone who's cutting sugars? Because sometimes people don't identify themselves as ketogenic, but they're cutting carbs or cutting sugars. They may not want to put a label on it. I also ask, do you have anybody who's familiar with MCTs or drinking fat coffee? And I did that with my cousin today. She was kind of an experiment, didn't know it. But I did those things with her, and it was amazing. Because as I brought it up in our conversation, she was like, oh my gosh, my friend, so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so, we all did intermittent fasting. She told me about a product or a program she did. And she said it was okay until the last few hours. And I was always just fighting with those last few hours. So it was a great way to introduce, oh my gosh, if you were drinking this, that won't break your fast. So her mind immediately went to those people as potential customers if she started a business. And then she had a friend who knows.
Uh-oh, did we lose her? Somebody shake their head if that was just me. Okay. Melissa, we lost you. Wait, you have us on the edge of our seat. Come back. Melissa! Got one last tip and then we're going to let you go. She disappeared. Okay, Mandy Mitchell's got a tip for you. I said, Mandy, do you want to share tonight? She goes, I'm just going to chill out and I'm going to absorb in all the energy, but she can't help but talk. So Mandy.
Well, hi guys. First of all, that's why I'm in my pajamas with no makeup on, because I wasn't going to speak. So hopefully this isn't terrifying. It was fun to do a Zoom and put dinner together. Normally I'm in my office, so this was cool to multitask, but I was listening to all of you guys and it was such incredible information, and I'm so excited. It was exactly what I needed, right? Like, sometimes you just need to be the one absorbing information and not giving it. But Jessica mentioned something at the end where she just wanted to remind everybody, like, sometimes it's not a no, it's a not right now. And I just wanted to remind everybody, I know I've talked about this before when we talk about, getting customers and our customers saying no, but absolutely 100%. If someone says this isn't for me right now, or no thank you, or I don't think I could do that, ask if it's okay to follow up with them later. You know what I mean? Like, is it okay? I understand, maybe it's not right for you right now, but would it be okay if I checked in with you maybe next month, or the next time we have a promotion for new promoters, and then do what you say you're going to do. So actually follow up with them later, because you may put a seed in their head that they weren't really thinking about, and they might say no right now, but then it might actually make them watch you. And if you don't follow up with them, they might think that no they gave you last month has to stay a no. So I would say just keep following up with people who say not right now, but ask them first, like, hey, is it okay with you if I check in next month and maybe see if your thoughts on this have changed? Maybe after you've used, after you've used the product for a little while, or like I said, maybe I can follow up with you the next time we have a promotion for new promoters, just something. Because so much can change, like Jill just said. Jill said it exactly when I said it. So much can change for somebody in just a small amount of time. So planting that seed, even if they say no, like Jess said, it really doesn't mean no, but just make sure you follow up with them later. That's all I wanted to say.
I think that's perfect. I love it, Mandy. Hey, Melissa's back on. Melissa, do you want to finish your story?
Y'all, that was just so surreal. I was like, talk, and then I noticed no one was moving. I'm like, can y'all hear me? No one was moving. I was like, and I kept talking. I was like, well, I don't know if anybody can hear me or not. It was the most bizarre thing. Then my computer just shut down. So I was kind of wrapping up, talking about other things that people may be interested in, because I'm finding that people know other people that are doing intermittent fasting, doing these things. So it leads the conversation to them understanding that, wow, I do have a potential audience for a business. And then the only other thing that I had written down was just piggybacking off of what was getting under your skin today. And as far as, water the grass where it is. And I've seen this because I was, back several years, I was in another business for 4 years. And I would see people come in for a year or two, and then they would get frustrated because they weren't getting the exact results, but they were planting seeds, having the conversation, like Stephanie said, the 15 touches before someone makes a decision specifically about a business. We don't know when their timing is going to be, but I saw it over and over where people would make the decision to go do something else. And then I would watch other people come in and reap the rewards from the efforts of the seeds that they had planted. And it would actually make me very sad, because person A did that actual work, and person B got the benefit because they came in behind person A after they quit, they left, they got distracted, and it was someone else's work that, someone was reaping. So that was just on my heart, because I've had 3 people this month. 2 of them made fun of me 3 years ago about the product. One was quite public about it. She is a customer now. I wanted to send her some screenshots that I had, but I didn't. I was like, I'll just be super nice. But really was making so much fun of the magical unicorn drink, oh yeah, right. And I was like, ooh, that's ugly. Take the high road, people. And then another one, same thing. She didn't believe in it. She didn't this, and she's a customer now. And then the third one, she came over. We were getting rid of some patio furniture. She came to pick it up this past weekend, and she said something. She said, I've been watching you for about, 2.5, 3 years. I think I'd like to try your product. And then she started asking me business questions. And then when I ran in, her husband was asking my husband business questions. Had no clue she was interested. No clue she ever watched a single post. There was no indication she was watching me. So it's super, super important to stay visible. Things are happening. People are making decisions. And I'm telling you what, there is nothing else that compares to what we have. And the conversation is just now, people are becoming aware of it. And it's still, we have not hit momentum. I get so excited about where we are, but it's so important. Like, don't lose focus, don't lose sight of what you're doing, because where we're going, you can't even conceive it with your mind. So that was just on my heart too, because I'm seeing it in my own business, people popping up that if I had to bet $20 on any of them, I would have bet against my own self, because I didn't think any of them had any interest. So keep doing what you're doing. That's all I got.
Oh, I love it. Thanks for sharing. And that was a perfect way to end it. So,
Will you kill me dead if I say one more thing?
no, go for it.
Okay. So I know this Zoom was about like how to approach people about the business, but I wanted to say something about just a little bit of something about how to actually attract people to you about the business, because this is super important, y'all. People are always watching, like Steph said about, she does the Instagram stories of us doing our Zooms and all that kind of stuff. Like, think about your everyday life or whatever you're doing, what you've been able to do because of your Prove It business, right? And share that with people. So I don't usually, like, every once in a while, I'll do an actual Facebook post or an actual Instagram post where I share like a story of, Prove It, we were able to build this home and all these kind of really cool things. But almost every single day, I sprinkle it throughout my story, something that I'm able to do or able to afford or able to experience because of my Prove It business. So this can be something as small as, you can show your receipt from your grocery bill. Like, thank you, Prove It. I didn't have to count pennies to be able to afford to buy groceries this week. Or if you do something awesome like getting a pedicure or getting your nails done, like, people want to know why you're doing this. Why are you on these Zooms? Why are you staying up late at night? Why do I see you, working your business early in the morning? Whatever. People want to know what you're getting from it. Like, how is this impacting your life? So I think it's kind of tacky or whatever to show, and it's actually illegal to show like exactly what your commissions are. So I wouldn't go that route, but just share with people your life and how fun it is and all the great things that you get to do and why you love it and how much fun you're having, and be relatable. Tammy just said be relatable, because, people, we're all the same. You know what I mean? We're all the same. And so, yeah, I just want to share that too. Sorry.
I think you all are amazing. Woo! Okay. I think y'all are awesome. Thank you for popping on, everybody. And I hope, obviously that was valuable. I got tons and tons of great little wisdom nuggets. So appreciate you all. I will get you the replay for the team members who could not be on. And that's it. So have a great night. Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all.